Ohio State on a 2-game losing streak. Both of them are heavily depended upon to be highly productive and effective, and we'll see who wins out in that.
10th all-time meeting between USC and Ohio State. There is tip-off, and USC wins the opening possession. Trojans, as Christy just mentioned, looking for their 7th straight win. Really turned a corner after dropping 2 tight ones in Michigan just a couple weeks back to both Michigan and Michigan State, a couple of top 20 opponents.
Yeah, you see Ohio State starting out in their man-to-man defense, and they're very potent with that. And as we said, you know, USC is going to outsize them in 4 of their 5 starting spots, but that shouldn't just alarm them. You know, that should have them right where they need to be defensively.
Ohio State rolling out a 4-guard lineup. Jaloni Cambridge getting to the cup.
And that's the quickness we were talking about by Jaloni Cambridge. I mean, last year as a freshman, she was on go all season long in terms of her speed. And I think Kevin McGuff has said, you know, the game has slowed down for her. She's been able to really be calculating off the ball.
There's a steal for Ohio State, and Cambridge makes the most of it. A quick 4 points.
They've got to be able to score so that they can apply the pressure necessary.
Ohio State among the Big Ten's leaders and leaders nationally as here they go. Touchdown of play, and it will be Buckeyes basketball. Yeah, so a lot of their offense comes from that defense.
Yeah, and Kevin McGuff said, you know, the last 2 games they haven't been able to get into that, and it starts with rebounding as well. You know, they haven't disallowed second chance opportunities by opponents markedly the Maryland game.
And it's Ohio State off to a 6-0 start.
You can tell what Ohio State is doing right now. They are maximizing their speed. These back cuts have been debilitating early on for USC.
Meanwhile, the Trojans have the answer with a steal of their own, and Jazzy Davidson puts the first points on the board. They would have gotten even farther last year. Of course, heartbreak with their would-be sophomore star out this season due to an ACL tear she suffered in the NCAA tournament 2nd-round matchup against Mississippi State.
Yeah, and she's here in the building, so, I mean, she's with the team, and I think when you're watching, you learn so much.
Kennedy Smith knocks it down from the outside. USC quickly ties it up, but this is what Ohio State can do in transition. Watson comes up short, but there it is, the kick out 3. Nicely done as Chance Gray makes the most of it.
Super tough to guard that, right? Spray out triples off the offensive glass. Ohio State maximizing every opportunity, but so is USC here.
Samuels with the steal and the score. Recently is 2024, 4 overall, a Big Ten tourney title in 2018. A young group, though, this year, as there's a beautiful shot in the mid-range from one of their stars, Chance Gray.
A full contest and not have any lapses.
Davidson with a tough shot under pressure. Cambridge the rebounds. Jaloni, that is. Flying forward, up off the glass, gets it to go.
And right now, 3 of 4 from the floor for Jaloni.
Standing at 5'7", having an outstanding sophomore season, averaging nearly 23 points per game. 2nd in the Big Ten, 7th in NCAA, while also averaging 2 steals per game, Christy, to point out the defensive activity. Speaking of activity, Samuels flies to the ground and a foul.
With that foul, but boy, the first thing that caught my eye when I walked into shooting practice today was those A1s. Asia Wilson, look at those. And I'm not really a shoe girl, except for my red bottoms, but I do like those.
Come on now.
But I do love those. Asia, hit me up. I need some of those, honey. Jaloni and Kennedy, they room together like you did with your sister in college, so I'm sure they like sneak and steal and share those.
Oh, 100%. Now, Jaloni does now have her own apartment, though, because she has to have her own bedroom for her Legos. That's what we've been told as Lemmilä. Die-hard Asia Wilson fans. She's their favorite player. She came to the Ohio State-Illinois game earlier this season. They got to meet her, and that was like the moment of the year. And speaking to both of them about kind of what that experience meant, and really cool to see Asia willing to come out and give back and really pour into the up-and-coming basketball stars like these 2 here on the floor.
Yeah, and Kylie Kitt's sister plays there at South Carolina. They were playing Ole Miss today.
Davidson, meanwhile, with the steal and score.
2 blocks and it's her defense that stands out as well. I mean, 2-way player, just ready for the moment.
Ready for the moment also is Chance Gray. Can't get it to go. Davidson pushing pace. Trying to kick out. Lemmilä deflects. Ball is loose and a held ball call.
And just the fluidity of her actions to the rim. Really fun to watch.
Davidson, great pass. Smith finishes the play and the foul call.
Inside, and that's the only place that Jazzy Davidson could have put the basketball, right there for the lob. The weak side was emptied out. No help was able to come over and wall up. Sure.
Riley Kitts back into the game, the redshirt freshman guard forward here for Ohio State, and denied. How about Kennedy Smith? Says no.
And the great body positioning too. To get that ball up top of the apex, no contact down low.
Yeah, this USC team among the best in the nation and the best in the Big Ten. A moment to be celebrated by the crowd here along with their families.
Yeah, that was fun to hear Chance Gray tell us this morning that 25 people were here, parents, both sets of grandparents, which she said was a blessing, and I concurred with that notion, but a lot of her friends, sister, nieces, everybody's here.
Everybody here to watch Jaloni Cambridge put on a show. My goodness, she already is closing in on double figures with 8 points.
She's gotten it just the way she likes it, with speed, agility, and effectiveness.
Speaking of effective, Jazzy Davidson.
USC only giving up 60 points for their opponents, and then Ohio State 65 points they give up. So very staunch defensive teams for sure. One does it with speed and quickness, and one does it with size and length of their arms. So different ways to get the job done, but they're both very solid on the defensive end as we started the game discussing.
Shot clock off now. 8 to go here. USC hunting for the last shot of the quarter. Davidson through some contact. She kind of took a little sidestep. Knocks down the tray. And there is the final buzzer. Last shot, last heave wouldn't go down. 21 or more points for Jazzy Davidson in the last 4 straight games. Leads this Trojans team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
Yeah.
Both ends. And I asked Lindsay Gottlieb if she's seen a guard who can block the way Jazzy Davidson can, and she said, no, I don't think I've seen anything like it. She's one of the leaders in the country.
Yeah, she's one of those unicorns. I mean, she can do it all at 6'1", just a hybrid. She's a hooper. I mean, she's positionless, and that's what you love to see.
It is a turnover on the other end, though, as we start off the second quarter.
And you can see Jazzy Davidson just clapped her hands. My bad, but she's not staying on that moment. She's on to the next thing, and that's why she's ahead of herself in terms of her competitive maturity.
Jaloni Cambridge.
She's working it. And it's so funny to me. Davidson's knocked in all these threes, and Jaloni Cambridge has been able to get down into the trenches in the painted area and do her work. So we kind of flipped the script in terms of the small lineup for Ohio State and then the taller lineup for USC.
Dunn spinning in the lane, getting an inside 2 for the Trojans. But here comes the fast-running Ohio State Buckeyes. Watson draws the foul.
Defense sunk under the screen and the rescreen. She was able to cash in for Jaloni Cambridge. I mean, last year I think she would have pulled that first shot, but she said, you know what, that defense is recovering hard on this side. Let me come on the other side of it.
Samuels running the point here for USC of note. Does have 2 fouls. Dunn from beyond the arc misses everything. Cambridge flying forward. Pulls up in the midi. Oh, Jaloni Cambridge! Are you kidding me?
10 toes down, 2 points in. Ooh, oh my God. Put the brakes on. I mean, she goes at such an abundance of speed, and her ability to stop on a dime like that, beautiful hoops.
3-point lead now for Ohio State. Cambridge averaging career best, not just in scoring, as the bucket goes through for Rauchetite.
Now go. Yeah.
Cambridge with a behind-the-back dribble, and there's a foul.
In a lot of different positions. But they've got to be able to get low and then get in a stance. And not only that, stay walled up in front of speed. And USC is struggling with that in this first half so far.
Smith just got called for her second team foul in the second quarter for the Trojans. As the rebound is brought under control there by Mendes. But to your point, Ohio State has to run to be successful with that speed.
Absolutely.
Mendes with the corner 3, and she knocks it down.
Yeah, nice patience there by USC.
Cambridge. Pushing pace again. Cambridge trying to disrupt, and there's a whistle. Some boos from the crowd. Didn't like the call after the replay was shown here inside the shot, but something to note, Jaloni Cambridge with 2 fouls is staying in the game at this point.
That's something she had to contend with a lot last season as a freshman. It is worth the wears. She understands the assignment and her value for the team on the floor.
Speaking of understanding the assignment, Laura Williams there.
Those last 2 losses kind of jeopardized that a bit. They're looking to get back on the winning track so they can maybe get back into that conversation. So a lot still to be worked out in the Big Ten prior to the tournament in Indianapolis this year.
Yeah, coming up in just a couple weeks, beginning on March 4th, running through March 8th. Top 15 teams in the conference will compete. Top 4 teams get a double bye. Davidson off iron. But USC with a second chance opportunity. One thing Coach McGuff wanted to eliminate as Mendez knocks down another triple. Diana Mendez.
Those long run closeouts have been tough for Ohio State off of those offensive boards. So Ohio State's got to do a better job of maintaining contact on those box out and just allowing those second chances.
Lemmilä finishes inside off a nice pass from Cambridge. That last basket ended a 10-0 run for the Trojans. 2 on the shot clock now for USC. Gotta go. Davidson under pressure, and it is a shot clock violation. Davidson called for the foul there on the floor. Baseline inbounds here for the Buckeyes. Attention to detail, a focal point both these coaches spoke with us about. 9 to shoot here for Ohio State. Cambridge, it's a tough bucket to go. Don't forget about Kennedy Cambridge here, folks.
A little too strong with it off the back of the rim.
Both teams flying forward with incredible pace, but it's back-to-back turnovers here.
I mean, that must be something. I have a brother, I don't have a sister, but you have a sister, so you understand it. But that must be so much fun to play alongside of your sibling. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Fred Martin into the game, passes it out to Chance Gray. Let's talk about Apex and women's hoops, men's hoops as well. Keep it locked here at Fox and FS1, because man, the final stretch is going to be fun. Final stretch of this one also going to be fun. Still the second quarter. A game of runs so far, tied up at 32 apiece.
Good job by Watson right there to close the space by Jazzy Davidson, but couldn't contest it there. And that's where the size differential. A 10-foot shot, we want to make her shoot a 14 or 15-foot shot. But right there, she kind of got to where she wanted to be. And Watson gave up probably about 7 or 8 inches in height there. And that's why she tags it.
Stands at 6'4", so adds a little bit of size. They've gone smaller with Watson in the starting 5. As Kennedy Cambridge attempts it in the mid-range.
Yeah, to your point with Kitts, right? I mean, she was their leading rebounder when she went out, so they're missing a lot of extra possessions when she was off the floor, and still, she's not playing the minutes that she was, even though she's returning.
Smith rattles out. Kennedy Cambridge, the rebounds, almost taken away.
They were coming over here, I had the hands, I had you covered.
How about that, though? Ava Watson responds with a 3-ball.
And a compliment of being able to score early inside and then now knocking in threes has been tough to stop.
Can't stop London Jones, hits from the baseline. We always stay at full and can't just the big run. That's the only one I know too. The Jazzy Davidson's shot blocking ability is a sight to be seen, that's for sure. She has 13 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and then sending that one to the street.
Yeah, she's just a flat-out toughie. I mean, she could have hung her head and felt sorry for herself because she got it stolen, but she put her wheels on, got on her horse, got down there and beat that out.
2-second difference here, game clock, shot clock, and a foul is called to Jazzy Davidson, the freshman star this season for USC.
Juju Watkins, okay, you're going to come in here, you're going to be Jazzy Davidson, and Juju Watkins, what I've loved most about her this year is seeing her in the ear of Jazzy Davidson, telling her exactly that, like, go be you. And she has done that exceptionally well.
Gray with just a couple seconds left, throws it away. USC basketball. She's in her freshman season as a star.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you love to see that, the sisterhood in full effect. Not just blood-related teammates.
There is the buzzer. The first half of the books here in Columbus. USC could not get a shot off in time. Davidson having to step into a big role here for USC. As we mentioned, Juju Watkins out for the year, deciding to sit out, recovering from the ACL tear. And something Lindsey Gottlieb said is Davidson has handled it with the utmost maturity, the way that she has had to step into this role, both as a leader on and off the floor. She said her mentality has made a huge difference for the team this season.
Yeah, it's not an easy task, but she's up for the challenge of it and the consistency of the challenge of it.
Speaking of the challenge of it.
And she saw a lot of different looks in the first half, don't get me wrong, but I like that that was the first look defensively that came Jaloni's way. There's
a whistle there forcing USC turnovers here.
Yeah, 14 turnovers now by USC. They've just been very disruptive. A lot of them haven't been live ball, though, right? They've been able to come back and set up their defense on the other side. Not to the liking of Ohio State. They want to get it and go. But they have had empty possessions.
Smith with a good finish.
You take your time, things go better for you. You get better body balance down inside, a little pump fake. Freed some more space with the flyby.
3-point lead now for USC. Cambridge from beyond the arc. She's been working on the outside shot.
No, I love that. Just great anticipation skills, obviously, but you have to be smart, right? Because you don't want to be a domino effect for your team and go for all these steals, but she has superb timing.
And right on cue, superb timing offensively.
Because she's right there.
Lemmilä gets a hand on it, almost takes it away. Williams recovers.
Laura Williams, the daughter of Doug Williams, who played for the Commanders back in the MVP. Put those in the bag. But you have to make the proper reads. You have to follow the scout, right? And get up and over top of that. Get a stick arm up in the shot pocket. Be disruptive defensively on those.
Cambridge, and a foul is called. Kennedy Cambridge. It's one of the best shot blockers in the nation, but no fear.
Yeah, Dancing with the Stars right there. Had her up off her feet, and then she said, yeah, count those up. Look at the footwork right here. Kennedy Cambridge showing, going, selling it, and smooching it off the window with contact as Davidson was on the way down.
Davidson called for her second possession prior. Kara Dunn called for her second. Something to keep an eye on here. 3 team fouls for USC. Dunn puts it on the deck. Dunn with a tough bucket.
Ohio State outscored them +6 in the paint in that first half as well. So they should be intentional about getting touches there, utilizing their size advantage in post-ups and mid-range strikes. So USC trying to go down into the paint there, but didn't send it. I thought they had an advantage.
Offensive rebound, and Smith cashes in.
Maybe you're looking at Ohio State trying to maximize their steal and score ability, but now you're looking at USC trying to maximize those second and third chance opportunities off the window.
Gray. Lemmilä draws the foul. Prior possession, London Jones did get called for her second foul and then subbed out. So Maria Samuels back in here. Roshatite just got called for the foul. So Ohio State now in the bonus. 5th team foul there for the Trojans. And here's the Buckeyes press.
That's why you throw it over that back line of the press and send them into sprint mode.
Oh, tough drive. Dunn gets the 2. 3-point lead here for USC.
Yeah, fell on her shorts, but kept the play alive.
Gray. Tough shot. Davidson got a piece of it, but there's a foul. She told us at shoot-around today she really worked on developing consistency with her 3-point shot.
I mean, you saw ebbs and flows with her offensive productivity last season, but that's what you want to see. The connectivity, maximize your potential. And that is putting the pedal to the metal with your focus and determination. And that's what she has done for sure.
Cambridge shooting over 34% from beyond the arc. But it's an answer on the other end. Now with 15 points for the Trojans.
Yeah, solid connection of the dots with Smith finding her downstairs.
And there's a foul called as Kylie Kitts trying to reel it in.
I mean, that's the kind of love you want from your teammates. Best score the basketball, and you saw that right there with Smith and Davidson. Good defense here. Gap defense is shored up by Ohio State. It got tipped. That's why it wasn't over and back.
Gets with a couple deflections. Watson comes away with it. Finds Cambridge. And one opportunity for the sophomore star. And Kara Dunn was just called for her 4th foul. So the second leading scorer for the Trojans, averaging nearly 16 per game with 4 fouls. So she heads to the bench as you see a shot of her there.
And that's going to be tough, right? They need all the leverage offensively that they can get.
Roshatite knocks it in.
And what I mean by that is the balance, right? They need everybody to impact the game, and for her to go out, that's tough.
USC maintaining their efficiency, though, 4 of 4 from the floor.
With passes behind that second line in the 2-2-1, really better served. And then send somebody up the weak side and get a layup on the back end of it. You can't just muddle through the middle. It's just too tough.
Smith for the show and go and the foul.
Previous play as an initiator of offense and distributing the basketball in that time. Getting right to work.
Davidson with 15. And Smith averages just under 11 points per game.
Size sticking with Jaloni Cambridge and Kennedy Smith.
Samuels called for her third foul. Sends Ava Watson to the free throw line.
And to that point with Smith guarding Jaloni Cambridge, let's put some size on her. Match it with some speed and then let our size take away those opportunities to see plays. Can't make a play if you can't see it.
Mendez goes all the way with it. USC extends the lead.
Like that last step kind of floated in there. It's a little extra.
Anna Mendez with 8 points. Providing a spark off the bench to sophomore wing. Speaking of a spark.
It's tough work by the Buckeyes in that regard in this game.
12 points for Kennedy Cambridge. Davidson wide open and she knocks it down.
You can hear the moaning in the stadium from the Buckeye fans because she has just been blistering the nets from range.
Kylie Kitts, though, blistering the nets inside. Was awarded the basketball last touch by Ohio State. There has to be clear and conclusive evidence to overturn the initial call.
Exactly.
7 on the shot clock here for Jazzy Davidson. Has to throw it up. Lemmilä the rebound.
This could be a huge possession for Ohio State. Let's see if they can stay composed with their attack.
Cambridge working down low. Gets her own miss. Cambridge gets it to go. Jaloni Cambridge now with 17 points.
Diminutive on the outside. Huge heart on the inside. You mean to tell me between 2 USC players there, she got that?
How about Jazzy Davidson with the answer?
USC's won their last 6.
Cambridge. Ray's got to go. 2 to shoot. Ray is fouled.
Trying to get some momentum going into the fourth quarter.
Of course, Ohio State's been in the bonus for about the last 4 minutes. So that means 2 shots here at the charity stripe for Chance Gray. It's the seconds to make this a 2-point game. Shot clock off.
See if they can get one out. See the ones who got late saying, just go to the rim, go to the rim.
Samuels draws the foul
and try to get downhill. And Samuels not only did that, but connected with the body of Jaloni Cambridge on that one. He's a 61% shooter from the line this season.
Makes both of them that time, though. And there is the buzzer, third quarter in the books. USC holding the slight edge. A dead even third quarter.
They were up 19 against Maryland, and Maryland fought back. And he said in that third quarter, we let go of the rope. All credit to Maryland, for doing what they had to do to fight there at home. But he said we stopped playing fast, and they got us on the glass in that game, and we can't have that happen. So you win in different ways, but you also find out how you lose in different ways, too, and try to shore that up moving forward, especially with that resume in front of you.
Raúl trying to get to the basket. It's called for the offensive foul.
Nicely executed there by Jaloni Cambridge, who has 3 fouls. So that would have been a massive deal had it gone the other way.
Raúl meanwhile, has 2. Diana Mendez also staying in here for USC alongside Davidson and Malia Samuels running the point. And Kennedy Smith staying in as well here as she has been hot. Davidson can't get the roll.
Offense first, and then if you don't get anything, get back out and reorganize.
Kennedy Cambridge was just called for the foul. That is her 4th. Significant here for Ohio State, as with 12 points on 5 of 9 shooting to go with 4 boards and 4 steals. This fourth quarter for Ohio State with both the Cambridges, Elsa Lemmilä, Ava Watson in the game as well with Chance Gray.
Staying connected to Jaloni Cambridge there, not allowing those dribble handoffs. That's changed the rhythm of the offense for Ohio State.
USC moving the ball around. Samuels too strong. Overboard brought in by Raúl. Samuels picked off. Cambridge flying forward. Cambridge to the basket. 19 points for Jaloni.
After that last one, got scored on her in there. 6 blocks of contest for USC.
The feed inside, but a travel is called. Ohio State with a chance to tie or take the lead here. Cambridge gets caught up.
The crowd is giggling on that one.
Gray puts it on the deck. 4 to shoot. Jaloni Cambridge. Oh, Jaloni Cambridge cannot miss. 22 points. Ohio State in front. Mendez can't get the answer to drop. Fight for the rebound. Ball squirts out and out of play. Both benches waving the opposite direction, which means that USC loses a timeout. Similar story earlier when Kevin McGuff used his appeal on an out-of-bounds call. So it was called Buckeyes basketball. They have the 1-point lead here in possession. Watson almost loses it. Jones all over her. Watson draws the foul.
There's no one to pass to, so she had to throw it up there. And, you know, let me say something to Allison. Medium well didn't serve that moment, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to say medium.
I was like, are you okay?
No.
And she was like, listen, I don't actually like, she had to clarify off air.
I don't want to downplay the shot.
Ohio State's defense getting it done. Chance Gray will go to the line to shoot 2. That was a 4th foul on London Jones, so she heads to the bench. The starting point guard, senior for the USC Trojans.
And law school here, same with Kennedy Cambridge, which you love to see, and Masters of Law.
Ohio State in less than 2 minutes as they've taken a 5-point lead. Big swing here as Dunn's 3-ball won't go. O-board brought in by Smith. Smith. And it's taken away. Jaloni Cambridge with a steal. Cambridge pushing pace.
Where did she even come from? She dropped out of the sky.
Oh, Cambridge with a crafty move! Jaloni Cambridge!
For Jaloni Cambridge, the sensational sophomore.
Dunn looking for the answer. Davidson into the paint. No. Jump ball called in the fight for the rebound.
You'd love to see it. She is so quick. My goodness. I mean, that crossover was wicked.
Cambridge, the older sister this time, getting involved. Kennedy Cambridge. 9 on the shot clock.
Good job by Watson to stay over top.
Davidson trying to back down Watson, and Davidson traveled. Another turnover.
Listen, 2 heads of the snake. It's not just one. I mean, they have been tough to guard, and they have been guarding tough. And that is the beauty of their overall game, and it has been clearly impactful for Ohio State surging right now at this juncture of the game.
Jaloni Cambridge. Lemmilä, the offensive rebound. Gray. Oh, great pass. Lemmilä with 2. Lemmilä deflection. Davidson recovers. Davidson going up through traffic, draws the foul. Kennedy Cambridge with her 5th foul. She has fouled out, heading to the bench. The redshirt junior guard, transferring in from Kentucky a couple seasons ago, had an outstanding game. Critical final 4 minutes.
That's a lot of time, but does Ohio State have enough of a cushion here to stay disciplined defensively and close it out here at home the way they want to and get off that losing streak? They came into this game with 2-game losing streak for Ohio State. 6-game winning streak for USC. This would definitely honestly bolster the resume for USC. You know, whether it's with their interior players and their presence in there, or their speed up top, and you know, those cross matches that they're presented with. Defenders on them because of that height advantage.
Lemmilä now with a double-double, 11-point lead, 16-1 run for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Reed Martin just called for her 2nd foul, 4th team foul in Ohio State. Oh, Davidson. And there's a hard foul. Going the other direction, that is. Jaloni does have her goggles back, the glasses back on, so good news for her there. Well, Davidson has 4 fouls. Cambridge in the mid-range. Jaloni Cambridge now with 26.
It's the pity pat for me, though. I don't need to go all the way to the rim. I'm going to shoot it right here.
Kennedy Smith fighting.
Right there with pull-up game. I mean, she is so solid with her skill set. An upside for her game moving forward.
Both teams in the bonus. Both teams with 1 timeout here for the final stretch.
Trying to get that DHO or that little pitchback, crackback action. She's doing a good job of dissecting it and got the turnover off of it.
Davidson with the steal. Davidson, the Hezzy. Davidson lays it in! Jazzy Davidson with 24. 9-point lead here for Ohio State. Cambridge goes to the floor. Kevin McGuff immediately running down the bench.
It's close.
And also then the contact we saw on the foot was kind of getting hooked. But either way, it's a turnover in USC basketball with a chance to cut into this lead. For the team, Dunn kicks it out. Smith working. Davidson with 2 to shoot. Oh, Jazzy Davidson with ice in her veins. 27 points. 2-possession game. Cambridge trying to answer back.
A nuzzler into the bucket from 3 yet again.
7-0 run here for the Trojans in the last 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Absolutely absurd with her ability to knock in shots from range in this one. You said coming into this one, 26% from range. Yep, not high volume from there, but really striking while the iron is hot in this one.
Davidson to the cup and a new career high for the freshman. 29 points. USC still fighting.
Sizzler of a move right there. Just kept the speed going in the open floor and finished nicely.
Gray off iron. USC the rebound. 1 timeout remaining for both coaches. Davidson runs into trouble, taken away, and Chance Gray with the easy lay-in. Ohio State's defensive pressure just too much.
We saw Lindsey Godwin trying to get a pass behind the line of the press because it was too much. Put your nose in the fan right there with that defense. But that's the kind of philosophy and culture he's created here.
Cambridge, Jaloni that is, who's just called for her 4th foul. Of course, Kennedy Cambridge fouled out a couple minutes ago. Made free throws, lead to a timeout call. Fans soaking it in. Juju Watkins soaking it in as USC tries a final push. And there's a whistle. A long road trip that is continuing as they head to Penn State on Wednesday before welcoming number 2 UCLA to close out the regular season. Little battle for LA. Always lives up to the hype.
Get right back to it and see what happens this time.
Not satisfied with just a Final Four appearance. Coach Close and her crew hunting for a championship this year. Shot clock off now. Davidson heaves it up. Oh, Jazzy Davidson with the first 30 piece of her career. Makes this a 5-point game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I'm going to send you to the line, right? Now we come down here and score it. Let's go. Let's get creative.
USC with a full court press. Ohio State gets it in. Jaloni Cambridge turns the corner, evades the pressure, eventually is fouled.
Reaching out, trying to foul her. That's what that speed is.
Now, Kara Dunn did commit the foul, which is her 5th. So Kara Dunn has fouled out. Kennedy Cambridge fouled out earlier for Ohio State. And a big missed free throw on the first attempt for Jaloni. Makes the second. Still just a 2-possession game, though.
Gotta go quickly.
Davidson. Mendez heaves it up, and the bank is open in Columbus.
The window.
Essentially been a free timeout for both coaches. You get to get some final messaging into your team, as both have been without a timeout for the last minute here.
So we're trying to go long, maybe trying to take that away. Can't get it to Jaloni.
Got to get the ball in. Cambridge. Quite the day for the fantastic freshman for the Trojans.
Jaloni Cambridge, room 2-2.
Davidson also with 1 block and 3 steals.
See the agony of defeat, though, right there. I mean, the sting, you can feel it. But she just poured everything out. And you can't have your heart broken if you didn't put your heart in it. And boy, she had her heart in this game.
An outstanding showing for Jazzy Davidson with 32 points. Jaloni Cambridge, meanwhile, makes it a 2-possession game with a made free throw. Last second here. London Jones throws it up, comes up short, and that's how this will end. 88-83, Ohio State wins it. For our entire crew here at Fox and my partner, Christy Winter-Scott, thanks for joining us. We'll send you now to studio.